there's a great link there between green roofs and what we were just talking about, because if you have, say you have an urban development and there's no ground level landscape to speak of, just as you'd have in a city centre, in the City of London. So you have a building on a plot, and then you might have a little bit of pavement. And getting a score of 0.4 on a plot, on a totally urban plot, you would think, well, that's almost impossible in a conventional way. Meeting SUD's objectives on a plot like that is almost impossible, except maybe with SUDS you could have a giant tank in the basement to collect all the water, but that isn't multifunctional SUDS, because you know the SUDS Venn diagram has amenity, biodiversity, doesn't it? It's not just about the volume and water quality. It's not just the volume of water. So a giant tank isn't going to really do it anyway, but some people might argue that. So this is where green roofs come in, because if I can put a green roof on the top of that building, then I can meet targets, I can slow the flow, I can create habitat. It can be really good habitat as well, because it might be an area where you can have wildflowers and so on. So
Gary, let's, for the uninitiated, I've had many conversations in the past with people about green roofs, and then they say, what, the sedum stuff? The sedum stuff. So can you, we both know that green roofs can be a lot more than that. So do you want to sort of give people an understanding what, you know, perhaps the evolution of green roofs? Where we've come from and where we're at now.
So it's probably worth going back even one step earlier that and saying that you've got, with green roofs, you're talking about where you deliberately vegetate the roof.
Yes. That
could be a garden. A roof garden. So we call that an intensive green roof. And then it could be a relatively lightweight, extensive green roof, which isn't really a garden. It's a covering which is vegetated, which is low maintenance, fit and forget, if you like, although that's not what you should do. You should maintain it, but it's something which is nice and simple. And because sedums grow really well on a non-irrigated roof, sedums have become the plant that people know works well. They've learned how to grow sedum in pre-vegetated mats, which they can unroll on a roof. And so the extensive green roof industry, which more or less started in Germany, has been dominated by sedum. And now, as you imply, a lot of people think, that's a sedum roof. A green roof is a sedum roof. You know, you often see emails from local authorities and they say, we want a sedum roof, you know, thinking that's the only type of green roof. So there's that. And, you know, a sedum roof can be it can be a good thing. But the lesson from our colleagues in Switzerland mainly, which was picked up by Dusty Gedge and spread around as an idea, is this idea of the biodiverse roof, which means you can take a lot of drought tolerant plants. Usually they're the sort of wildflowers you'd see, you know, on chalk or a stressed environment or on a brownfield site, and you can grow them on a roof in a free draining growing medium, which the green roof industry can provide you with, lightweight, free draining, water absorbent. So you've got that option of, in effect, a dry grassland roof or wildflowers, drought tolerant wildflower roof, which is also low maintenance but is very biodiverse.
Yes.
And that's the one that I try to push. You know, sometimes sedum is appropriate, but probably a mix of sedums growing with wildflowers is something in our environment in the UK is probably more often than not what you should be aiming for that kind of extensive green roof.
Yeah,